This is Penny Keener, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator and the original Keener inker. Today we're going to be making the Delivering Positive Thoughts card. We're going to be using the You Always Deliver stamp set as well as the rectangle stitch framelit dies. For cardstock, we're going to be using Crumb Cake, Pear Pizzazz, and Whisper White. Ink, we're going to be using Jet Black StazOn, and also quite a few of the Stampin' Write markers. We're going to be using Bermuda Bay, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Flirty Flamingo, Lovely Lipstick, Mango Melody, Pear Pizzazz, and Soft Suede. To get started, we are going to be using the Stamparatus for this particular project today because we are able to line it up, plus use a couple stamps on each plate at a time. So for this particular one, I do, and usually I try to use it all the way in the corner, but by the time I get everything positioned on here, I needed it out just a little bit for this particular one, and where I placed my stamping. So I'm going to ink up the flower pot. When you do finally get this lined up, you can make so many cards, and everything's perfectly positioned, so it all lines up. Fantastic. All right, so I have my pot and my little dog there, and then I'm going to do my postal person as well as my wording. All right, and I'm just going to apply a little pressure. Whenever I use the photopolymer, I am going to also use 2 of the foam mats. I think it lifts it up just enough that makes it easy to line up. And my postal person didn't get quite evenly inked, so we're going to line him up and do him again. And with the Stamparatus, you can get it perfect every time. So let me set this to the side. Now we're going to color him, and the reason I used the StazOn ink was because I am going to be using water-based markers today to color him in. So the StazOn is permanent and will stay, it will not run with the ink. So Soft Suede, I'm going to do the spots on the dog, and then I'm going to do parts of the postal person here. And when I use markers, sometimes I leave on purpose some white area just so you can see some of the detail with the stamping as well. Oh, and I'm going to do his stripe and his hat as well. All right, next I'm going to do the Crumb Cake for the rest of his uniform, and of course you can make his uniform whatever color you want. Mine is similar to a UPS driver, which is how we get our Stampin' Up! Orders, so I kind of like UPS, or maybe I just really like getting my orders. So do you know why Postal Service jokes don't need much setup? Because it's all in the delivery. Okay, so now I'm going to use Early Espresso, and I'm going to give him some dark hair and do his shoes and mustache. And then I'm just going to do just a very little dot in the eyes. All right, now the exciting part, moving on to the flowers. So I want to do just some, positive thoughts. You want bright colors. And just to add a little bit of interest, I'm also going to add some color up into the lettering. And do my lovely lipstick. And bring some of that color up here as well. Pear Pizzazz. Get my leaves. I'm going to do the center of the flowers on this one as well. My Flirty Flamingo. And then my Mango Melody. All right, so this should finish off our lettering up here. All right, got all that done. And it looks like I missed a little leaf, so I'll fill that in real quick. The cardstock I am putting this on is Pear Pizzazz. And I've gone ahead and used the paper trim to score that as well as cut it, but I like using my bone folder to give it a nice crease. And then I'm just going to apply this with Snail. Actually, I have another layer to go with this. So I'm going to put this onto my crumb cake and then put it onto my card. Center that as best as I can. All right. Oh, and a little added touch on the little letter there. I'm going to add a little color to the stamp. So delivering positive thoughts, what a great card to give to anybody as a little pick-me-up. Please check out my website and subscribe to my channel for quick videos on how you can be a Keener inker too.